Hey everyone, I'm here at the park just hanging out with you know who, my sidekick, hanging out, wondering when the heck we're going to get moving here. So I love to come here, and especially as the sun goes down, especially as the summer is going to start coming to an end, and just kind of, relax and take in some thoughts and get one with nature and just get in my head a little bit and think and meditate and just watch all the people and what they're doing and thinking about their lives and what they're, what's going on in their heads. And so I wanted to come on, and what I was thinking about, today was really my thoughts when I was walking was really pushed by my shirt that I wore today, which is believe in yourself, and part of it is be you. So I wanted to talk to you about how you're worthy of greatness in your life, and that it has to start with one thing, and it's believing in yourself. And it's believing that you are capable of having great things in your life, and believing that you are destined for more than where you are right now. Because wherever you are right now, whether it's exactly where you want to be and everything in your life is going great, or it's not where you want to be and you wish you were somewhere better, it is a direct reflection of exactly how you feel about yourself and what you think you deserve and what you think you're worthy of. And so, a lot of people will say they want things, well, I want this and I want that, but it's like deep down inside, they're scared to take those actions. They're scared to do those things that will make them better. They're scared to take a leap to a new job. They're scared to get out of a relationship where they're uncomfortable. They're scared to, move out of their state or go somewhere else because there's so much fear, they're so fearful that they don't have control. They think that all this outside stuff and all of the things that are happening around them are creating their lives, but you are creating your life. You are exactly where you think you should be. And so you want, oh, here we go. She's gonna turn into Cujo. Shui, sit down. Stop it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sit down. So, you want to be worthy, and you want to have standards in your life, right? So wherever you are right now, again, is where you are deciding that you want to be based on what you think about yourself. And so I can definitely vouch for this. And, a lot of what we think about ourselves and what we're capable of and what we think we can and can't do comes from how we grew up, what we were told when we grew up, what the people around us were telling us that we could and couldn't do, what we're capable of, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. Everybody, our whole entire life has been telling us our worth. Everyone has been telling us whether we're good enough or we're not good enough. From the second you go into school and you start taking tests and you start, going for certifications, and you're in college, and there's a number that decides like how smart you are, and there's a number that decides whether or not you should be, hey Patricia, whether you should be good enough to, move on to the next grade and move on to the next college or do whatever. So our whole lives, we're being told about our worthiness from everybody else, from strangers, okay? And we build up this wall inside of us that thinks that we're just not good enough. We think that, oh my God, this person's judging me and I can't do this because they're going to say that and they're going to do this. And so we tend to not do things because we think that, what everybody else is going to say. And we start to not believe in ourselves anymore and not think that we're capable of things. And I'm here to tell you that you are capable of any damn thing you want to do. It is all up to you. You are number one. You are your self-judgment. You are the only one that gets to choose what your life is going to be and what it's worth. And you have got to stop letting other people tell you what you're worth. You have got to stop letting other people decide for you what it is that you're capable of, what it is that you can't do. Okay, even if a person's, what do you do when somebody comes to you and they says, oh, well, you're great and you're wonderful and you're this and you're that. You're like, oh, thank you. And you believe it, right? You believe it because it's what you want to hear. But the second that someone says you're not enough and you're doing it wrong and you're not good, then you go into this, well, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I can't. Stop giving that power to other people, okay? Stop. I come on here and I post my stuff and I say what I say, and I don't care, I don't care because I know my worth. I know that what I'm sharing is the truth for me, and it doesn't have to be true for you. And so you need to go out into your life, and you need to start doing this too. You need to start speaking your mind. You need to start being yourself and stop being fake, and stop trying to please everyone and trying to make sure that you touch bases with everyone else before you touch base with yourself, because you're going to live everybody else's life. And you cannot live your best life if you're doing that. You're going to live everybody else's, and then they're going to be gone, and you're going to be stuck with yourself. So you need to start looking in within yourself and knowing that you can do anything and you're capable of anything, and that no one else is going to tell you what you can and can't do. You know, I grew up, my mom was bipolar, and you know, in and out of the hospital, psychiatric ward. I had no dad. I never met my dad. I don't even know who the guy is, to be quite frank. And you know, I grew up on welfare and food stamps and Medicaid and all that stuff, you know, and I'm grateful for it, because it got us, it fed us, it put a roof over our heads, and you know, I'm forever grateful for that. But I remember being like 12 or 13 and being in the welfare office, I'm not kidding, and thinking, like, looking around and just knowing that this is not what I wanted. Like, I never want to ask anybody for money. I especially never want to ask the government for money. And yeah, 12, I think it was like 10 or 12, you know, at that age I knew that there was more out there for me. I knew that I was meant to do more than that. And that's not knocking anybody who's on that. That's not knocking my mom. Like, again, every story that you have in your life makes you who you are. But it was a decision, you know. I knew that I was better than that. So I went on and I went to college, and I got an associate's degree, and I figured, okay, this is great, and that was it. And so my life at that time was just really, that's it. Like, this is all that I'm capable of. I really thought that at the time. Like, I'm only capable of an associate's degree. I'm really not that smart. I'm just going to get this. And, you know, I went for a 7-year degree, and I went for a master's, and I honestly just needed to get out of my house. I wasn't even that. I just needed to get out of my house at the time. I couldn't live there anymore. And I left, and, you know, I remember, you know, coming to a point where I was comfortable and I was satisfied with where I was, because I thought that that was all that I could ever have and all that I could ever do. And I surrounded myself with people of standards that I believed I was at. And a few weeks ago, you know, someone messaged me that I hadn't spoken to or seen in a while, and she said, you know, you're like a different person. I said, I'm not like a different person. I am a different person. You know, I am different than I was. And what changed for me was that I realized that I was worthy. I was working on myself. I was working on my health, my fitness. I started reading the books that I'm reading now, and I realized that, you know, I was limiting myself by the standards that I was letting everything around me set. You know, you are not where you came from. You are not your parents. You are not the situation that you're in. You can change anything, you know, and it's very easy to look around, and it's very easy to blame people and say, well, I'm in this situation because he did this to me, or she did that to me, or I'm in this situation because this is how I grew up and I didn't get a chance. Listen, other people out there who have had it worse than you have it better than you. Why? Because of the choices that they make. They make different choices. And as long as you are worthy within yourself, and you start telling yourself, I'm worthy, and you start telling yourself, I'm confident, and I can do anything, and I can be anything, and you can always learn. Like, the things that you want to be, that you're telling yourself, like, oh, I could never do that because I don't have the skills, or I don't have the time, or I don't have, you know, the mindset. You can learn all those things. You can learn the skills. You can learn how to manage your time so that you do have the time. You can learn the things that you need in order to have the things that you want. You know, and this goes for relationships too. You know, so many women, and I see it, I actually unfollow most negative stuff, but like sometimes I'll see women complaining about, you know, their significant others, and it's like, you're allowing that. You're allowing that. If you're being treated negatively by your spouse or by the significant other that you're with, you are allowing that. Somewhere along the line, you let them do what they're doing to you. And so you can't be angry with them that they're maybe nasty to you, or they're not helping you with things, or they're not doing things for you, because you set the standard for your life. You said that that was okay by allowing that to keep happening. So from the beginning and from the get-go, it is your job with your significant others, with your friends, with your family, with your jobs, with your coworkers, to set the standard of how you want to be treated. And that starts with you knowing that you are worthy. That starts with you knowing that you are important, and that if you believe in yourself and you know who you are and you know what you're worth and you know what you are capable of, that no one's going to change that and no one's going to make you sway that, okay? So if you're in a relationship where that's happening and you're being treated badly, you first of all need to work on yourself and need to sit down and ask yourself if this is what you really want and if this is something you want to continue, because you got two options. You're either going to sit down with your significant other and you're going to say, listen, I'm not going to take this anymore. I deserve better. I want better. I need better. Right? Or if you're at a job that you don't like and that you hate and your boss is on your butt and you don't like it, go out and find another job. That's it. Start looking for another job. Oh, well, I can't. The job market's bad and there's nothing out there and I don't know what I would do. Really? Really? So everyone that's out there that goes out there and quits their job, they never find another job? No, they do find another job because they want it that badly. Put out your resumes, look for something else, look for a business, look for something that's great, because if you're staying at a job that you hate and you're miserable, you're there because you're scared. You're scared to move on. The comfort of being somewhere where you're unhappy is more comfortable than moving on to something that you don't know, and you need to get out of that because you are worth more than that. You deserve more than that. All right? So I'm sorry. I always go on a little rant. And see, the sun went down. Look how beautiful it is. Sometimes you just got to take it in. Hi, guys. Who's here? Jessica, Kula, Patricia, and hi, Melissa. Thanks for hanging around, guys. Did you have any questions? Is there anything you want to talk about? Sometimes people just want to talk. Do you want to talk? I know that there's a delay on here. Patricia. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of that. So, the moral of the story is that you can do anything. If you have more love within yourself and you start really telling yourself that you can have more, stop blaming your circumstances around you and stop blaming everything. Hi, Patricia. You stop blaming everything around you and you take responsibility and you start loving yourself more and you start knowing that you can change. You can always change. It starts first of all with changing the people that are around you. That's number one. So if you've got people around you that are bringing you down and telling you negative things and, always bitching about their lives, like, you need to find new friends, you need to find new people, and that's just the way it goes. You are who you surround yourself with. So that's number one. Number two, start working on yourself. Work on yourself, read your books. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I'm going to message you back, by the way. I saw your message, but I have a time when I sit down and I message everyone. So I am going to message you. Don't you worry. And, so just be the person that you want to be. Start reading up books. Start improving yourself. There's so much stuff on YouTube. I didn't wake up feeling great about myself. I wasn't born feeling confident in the way that I am. I grew to be this person. I grew. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Oh. I grew to be this person that I am right now, and I'm only going to get better and I'm only going to grow. And if you would have told me 3 or 4 years ago I would be making live videos like on the fly, oh, that's cute, doing this and just talking and rambling to possibly anybody, my profile is public, anybody can watch this, I would have curled up into a shell. Like, I would have been so shy and so scared to do it. But there's just something in my heart that tells me to go out there and to help people and to inspire people, and I know I'm just going to get better and better at it because that's my desire, that's what I want, and I know that's what I'm here for. So, oh, thank you, guys. Stop it. See what I mean? How other people, and then someone can come on and be like, Crystal, you suck, and I'd be like, thanks. I just keep it moving. That's what I mean. Just always, if you're going to take your compliments, you take your compliments, but it doesn't matter what anybody else says, okay, whether it's good or it's bad. As long as you know it about yourself, that's all that matters. But I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Aw, it's just so cool. So that's it, guys. So go out there and just, read up and get better about yourself and stop blaming others and stop, telling yourself in the mirror, that you're ugly and you're fat and I don't like this and I don't like that and I'm not good enough and I don't deserve this and my life and the way I grew up. And every day is a new day. Every day is a new day to start your life differently. Every day is a new day to become somebody new and to start working on yourself. And if you have the desire to be better, you will always have the options to be able to do that. You just got to go out there and find it. So have a good night, guys. Melissa, you agree? Good. I'm glad you agree. That's why we're going to chat. So Shushu's going to say good night. She's so good. She's just hanging out. So it's actually chilly right now here in New York. It's like, I love it. I love it. I love the fall. So thanks, Patricia. All right, so I'll see you guys. Have a good night. Love you all. And good. I'm glad. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night, Melissa. I'm going to message you now. Have a good night.